right, good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm not on. There I go. Am I on? Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm glad you found us this morning. It was a little confusing for all of us. Bobby and the setup crew made their way over there, and there was already another church in that space. Yeah. So I don't know if there's going to be some converting going on here this morning or not, but we'll be in there next week. So apologies for the confusion, is what they're calling it, confusion. But we're talking about perfection today, so we're not going to harp on that, are we? And we're not going to harp on the fact that I was late getting here and that I had to try on 2 dresses before I found one that fit. So we're continuing this year's theme. This year's theme of grand rising, and how do we wake up each and every day with that incredible enthusiasm for life, a grand rising. So each month we're looking at a different way with different tools that will help us really be in that grand rising all the time, no matter what the circumstances we find ourselves in. So today, or this month, is Practice Makes Imperfection. Yes. We all grew up with practice makes perfect. The guitar player here would tell you, but that's true. Our beliefs in perfection get in the way sometimes. Our attachment to being perfect, to showing up within our ideal of perfection gets in the way a lot of times. And what is real perfection? We really want to use perfection with the capital P. It is that unity, it is that alignment with Source. It is knowing that we are indeed the substance of the Creator, the creative power, and that we have that creative impulse within us to create and to change and to work on imperfections should we choose to laugh at them, to just grab another dress, right? Yeah. When the goal of perfection, or when the goal of a journey, or the goal of a task, or a goal of anything is perfection, we stifle ourselves, and we stifle and really squash that possibility, that creativity, that which is available to us, which is infinite and possibly never going to be created through us if we stay stuck that the goal is perfection. Yeah? Yeah. I mean, if my goal was perfection, I wouldn't be here most Sundays, right? Yeah. I can't live by that. But if the goal of our practice is a spiritual pursuit, if the goal is the journey, if the goal is to awaken to a deeper understanding of who and what I am, if that's the goal, then practice, I say. Yeah. Because then we're open to the beauties and the possibilities, and we're available for that creative self-expression to move freely, be more expansive, really freeing us to our greater possibilities. And so that's what we're talking about. And this morning specifically is what if perfection is not the goal. So as you know, First Sunday is always our spiritual practice. So we're going to have a meditation around that. And I am going to include in that meditation some of the journey that Bobby and I have been on in the last 2 weeks. So let's take this quote by Pema Chodron. and go into a mind treatment, a spiritual mind treatment, our fancy word for affirmative prayer, but it's to treat our mind to a greater possibility. Pema writes, if there's any possibility for enlightenment, wrap yourself around that. If there's any possibility for enlightenment, it's right now. Right now. Not at some future time. Now is the time. So know with me that we are truly immersed in, surrounded by, made of, filled with, brought here into this realm, into this experience, here and now, by the one creative source, the present, the power of all life. Here, now. That source has incarnated as myself, as Bobby, as each person here, as everyone at home or wherever they may find themselves coming in at this now moment or the next now moment or the next now moment. This is the power. This is the presence. And in this moment, I claim for each and every one of us an expansion, an evolving in mind, body, spirit of what enlightenment is, in what possibilities lie within my reach, right here, right now. I know that for each one of us. That through the music, the meditation, the reading, just the time in spiritual community, the time in sacred silence, that within each one of us rises new ideas, greater awarenesses, a truth with a capital T that we lean into and embrace in a way that we never have before. Because this moment, this now moment, is a moment of transformation, of clarity, of release, of restoration, of power, of freedom, of God the good in all ways. This I know, this I claim, this I celebrate, and I release it. And join me in saying, and so it is. So it is.
Thank you, Theresa. Here's a song from Daniel Nahmod, Get Ready, My Soul. Get ready to allow yourself to be perfectly imperfect. sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Johnston, a member of your Board of Trustees, and the reading I found this morning is from the Spirituality and Practice magazine, an article called A Practice for Perfectionists by Patricia Adams Farmer, and it resonated with me because I had the opportunity to go to Ecuador a couple of years ago, and she talks about her trip. Yes, imperfection can be beautiful, especially as we let go of the incessant demands we place on ourselves, others, and life itself. But this takes practice. And there's one practice that really seems to work. I brought this practice home from Ecuador. For 5 quixotic years, I lived on the coast of Ecuador. As a foreigner in a strange land, I became a student of cultural differences, which I found to be both fascinating and frustrating in equal measure. Ecuadorians are a laid-back people who simply love life over perfection. Their motto seems to be, good enough, whether referring to a job they completed or an apology from a friend. We newly arrived expats would laugh about this good enough attitude in our nervous little huddles, puffed up with our American standards. Some of us were building houses and dealt with Ecuadorian workers on a daily basis. We were always on guard for the good enough standards, especially when it came to things like putting electrical plugs up too high so the cords from appliances ran down the wall in an unsightly manner. There seemed to be, from our gringo standpoint, a lack of aesthetic sensibility with the local workers. But when comparing the Americans to the Ecuadorians by happiness standards, the Ecuadorians had us beat 10-1. Yes, the Ecuadorians are a happy people. I think I know why. They know how to smile hugely, shrug expansively, and say with perfect equanimity, good enough. In private moments, I began using this phrase as an affectionate parody of my Ecuadorian friends. I would shrug theatrically at one of my many cooking failures and say, oh well, good enough. But then it became serious as I saw that even doing it in this playful way had a magical effect. It made me feel better. I realized that I was less wound up, less anxious about things, and far less judgmental. I began to try new things without worrying about being great at them, like knitting. I'm not great at knitting. I do not have any ambition to be great at knitting. I knit because it's relaxing, and so I want to keep it simple. I've had to employ this practice of good enough many times in my knitting projects, daring to give away scarves with the blatant flaws of an amateur. The result? Happiness and more knitting. At the same time I was learning this good enough practice from my Ecuadorian friends, I discovered the wonder of the celebrated researcher and storyteller Brené Brown and her iconic phrase, I'm enough, which has saved many from the sinkhole of despair. She gets it. She understands that the very core of our being often carries the burden of shame, that underlying belief of not being good enough. This was the very malady that led me, as a young woman, to starve myself while trying to be the best at everything, even if it killed me, and it almost did. Yes, Brené Brown and the Ecuadorians were on to something, a great secret that I had missed all my life. It's okay to be enough. Yes, it's serious soul work, having the courage to let go of the impossible expectations we put on ourselves. But it's not easy for the perfectionist to say good enough. It feels lazy, it feels wrong. And yet, it's right. It's perfectly right if it helps you. It will not change our personality type, but it will soften the edges and can become part of a larger spiritual practice I often refer to in my work as the beauty of imperfection. Yes, this practice helps beautify our souls with the help of our whole body. The practice is straightforward. Take a deep breath and lift your shoulders as high as you can, and let your shoulders drop as you say out loud, "Good enough." Then smile. This is important. Be grateful. This is extremely important. And move on. Endless variations on this theme can release the savage perfectionist within. I do enough. I have enough. Or equivalents such as, I do my best and let go of the rest. Thank you.
We're going to start this meditation today. We're going to start it with a chant.
Well, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Let me say a few things first. That's why you were asking me. Let me say a few things first, and then you can get up. Oh, yeah, that's better. That's so much better.
We're giving right off the bat.
Right off the bat, look,
examples.
Lesson number 2. Thank you so much, Jennifer. My gosh, that was great. So, Bobby and I, many of you know, were gone almost 2 weeks. We just got back late last night, around 9 o'clock, rolled in the house from North Carolina, Western Carolina, mountains where I just love. And we did our favorite hike together. We discovered some new hikes. We did those with our kids and our grandkids, and it was just really a magical time. And as I started off already this morning with this idea of perfectionism, I want to weave that into a little bit of our experience in a meditation. Again, perfectionism, when we are tied to the idea of perfectionism, it dampens our ability to be in an adventure, to enjoy life as an adventure, to be on vacation as an adventure. You know, if you're worried about perfectionism, again, it narrows our view of possibilities when we're fixated on just a limited way that something has to look. One day we headed up to the mountains on our favorite hike, which I did with my children when they were just infants. My daughter was an infant. And we had all the grandkids in another car in tow. We get up the mountain, and it is so crowded. There's nowhere to park. There's nowhere to turn around. I call the kids, don't head up the mountain. There's nowhere to turn around. We'll just go find another place. And we did, and it was a great adventure. Dirt, gravel roads and covered bridges we drove over, and slipped and slid, and got a couple bangs and bruises and got rained on. But it was a great adventure. It was a great adventure. The path or the journey is the reward itself. And our experience of spiritual awareness, of that oneness that we teach, the unity that we seek to feel at all times, is found when we can let go of that perfectionism, when we can be in that real place of flow and experience. There's an infinite reservoir of that. An infinite, creative reservoir, resources available to us when we let go of the way something needs to look. And we find an appreciation, a deeper connection. We find beauty, diversity, and self-acceptance and self-compassion along the way. So are you ready to take a hike? We're going to take a hike together. Bobby's going to lead us in a chant. We'll do the meditation, and then we'll reprise the chant at the end. During this journey, I implore you to let go of your fears, your ideas of perfection, and get out of the way so that life can unfold in magical ways for you.
Chanting along, please join us, all right? Whole and complete in God. I am whole and complete in God. I am whole and complete in God. I am whole and complete in God. Complete in God. I am whole and complete in God. I am whole and complete in God. I am whole and complete in God. Become aware of your body in the chair, the support of the chair, the ground beneath it, and allow yourself to sink in with full awareness of letting go of your body weight, sitting with your spine straight. And I invite you to shut your eyes or bring them down to a soft gaze. And feel yourself release with 3 mindful breaths. Bring to mind your breath coming in and out. And with each breath, feel yourself deepen into the chair with all your weight, letting go. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Imagine, if you will, in your mind's eye, standing at the base of a great, beautiful mountain. You look up and you see the summit. There's some mist up there, so you don't see it quite clearly. But you feel the excitement rise in your body for this quest to climb the mountain. And you see before you the opening of the path into the woods.
You stand here at the opening of this lush forest. Thick, green, inviting. Again, you feel your excitement for this adventure. And just tune in too if there's any resistance in the body. And bless it, love it, own it. For you know that you are prepared for this journey. You have a backpack filled with accoutrements, filled with your water and your trail mix, all the wants and needs. You are prepared. You have your expensive hiking boots on. Your great gear, fabulous hiking hat. You look good. Walking sticks, grab those too. You're prepared. You're experienced. This is going to be a good hike. You place the backpack securely on your shoulders and begin the trek with confidence. Again, because you're prepared. Now look around, see the sights, breathe it in. It's moist. The air's easy to breathe. Everything's crisp. And after a mile or so, you begin to heat up. The air's getting thinner. Backpack's feeling a little heavy. Shoes are a little tight. But you push on. In the darkness of the trees, in the comfort of the path, and the clearing before you, you hear the rush of the waterfalls in the distance. You wonder exactly how far away is the stream. Yet you continue to climb, feeling the elevation. Yet there's that little voice that's saying, should I go off? Should I seek the creek? Should I follow the sounds? Do I stay on the path or do I play? Listen to the concerns. To the fears, the doubts. To the questions, why is the backpack so heavy? Why are the shoes so tight? Finally, the invitation of that babbling water, the stream flowing, the sounds of the rushing water, you decide to explore off on one of the little off paths. It's not as well worn, that path. as you get closer to the sounds of the water, you see it. The rocks glisten with the water splashing on it. It's a beauty. Beauty like you've never seen. Beauty that pulls you in. You want to play. You see the wildflowers and the butterflies and the water splashing on the rocks. And the first thing you must do is release that pack. And now there's a freedom to climb, to jump from rock to rock. Oh, you might slip, you might fall, you might get your shoes wet. But the invitation to play is so strong. Comes in and says it's time to push on, to move on up to the mountain. So you quick grab your backpack because there's things in there that you need. So you put it back on and you march back to the path and climb, climb, climb. Continue to move up that path to the vista of the waterfall. And there it is. Is it the pinnacle? That beautiful sight? The rushing water? Cascading sounds? The beauty of it all. You have an undeniable attraction, a connection, being pulled closer and closer and closer. Yet you feel the weight of the pack again. Feeling absolutely exhilarated, you take the pack off, you lay it down once again. Take off those boots that feel tight. And you sit down, first a toe in the water, where that beautiful cascading waterfall is pulling at the bottom. So inviting, so beautiful. And in moments you find yourself relaxing in it. Such a peace. So much beauty. You wonder, is this it? Is this the pinnacle? It's so beautiful. This must be it. And then you lay there, bathed in this water, listening to the sounds, immersed in this beauty. And imagine the force, the endless supply, it seems like, of water rushing over the falls, trickling down the mountain, seeking outlet into the sea. Imagining the expansiveness of it all. Feeling the wonder, the beauty. Where does it begin? Where does it end? immersed in the allness, the fullness of the water, the sky, the beauty, the sounds, the sights. It's a whole adventure. And now in this space of comfort, security, beauty, just absolute beauty, feeling one with it all. I invite you to recall a time that you needed or wanted to do something, but you held yourself back. You failed to make the climb. You failed to adventure. Fear wouldn't let you do it. Fear that you wouldn't do it right. Fear of failure. What was the result? And what might have been a different result if you had said, good enough. I'll do it. I'll try. I'll adventure. What are the possibilities? And what would be stopping you now? Imagine how the pursuit of perfection has left you feeling stuck, fearful or unworthy. And yet in this space, imagine what life might look like by cultivating a sense of adventure, of self-compassion, of authenticity, of wonderment, adventure, and freedom. This is the divine wholeness, the divine perfection. Freedom to live life fully as a divine incarnation. And so now it's time to venture back down the mountain. And before we do, open that backpack. Open the backpack. And observe what ideas, what stories, habits, behaviors, and beliefs you have been carrying. And here's the invitation now to unload and unpack that which no longer serves your greatest adventure. Decide now what to leave, to discard. A release of the beliefs of duality, of separation. In favor of knowing that I am whole and complete in my divine self, my divine incarnation in God. Decide decide for yourself what you bring back, because it's time to descend the mountain. Lighten the pack. And in your mind's eye, imagine yourself skipping and playing back down that mountain. Light, free, full of adventure, possibility. The path seems lit, illumined like never before. It's glowing. And you feel the freedom of mind, body, spirit. Name this feeling for yourself. Name the adventure. And claim the adventure of being whole and complete in God.
Wow, that was wonderful, huh? Thank you so much. Well, it is time for us to celebrate our center and to honor it by giving freely. It is time for us to have our love offering. And we have ushers coming around with baskets. It is scrolling online if you're at home watching this, and there are different ways to give online. Some of us here have set up an online way of giving, which is a real handy thing. Then we don't need to think about what to bring and how to make sure we have what we need when we want to give. So let us get out our gifts, or think about our gifts if we're already giving online, and place it over your heart if you're comfortable doing so. And I invite you to know with me that this gift that we give goes forth to multiply, to do good in the world, to support our center that brings us experiences like we had today, and beautiful music, and many, many more. What variety we have here. So we honor this gift. We bless it as we give it. And we are so, so very grateful. Okay, and join with the offering song.
I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
And so we're so grateful. We bless our gift, and we know that it goes out in the world to do good. It multiplies with the generous spirit that we gave it. And I have a few announcements. If you're here for the first time, if you're a guest, I want to bring your attention to a basket that's right over there by the door. We have Science of Mind magazines. And this is a magazine you can get in paper, which is lovely to have. Then you can collect them and go back to them. You can also get it online. I believe if you subscribe in paper, you can get it both ways. There is a little card inside. So please help yourself to one of these on the way out. We also have the brand new issue that's over there for sale. So if you didn't get yours in the mail, and if you're not subscribing already, pick one up. It's a double issue, and it's got beautiful readings for every single day. Next week, we will be in the facility down the road, okay, that we thought we'd be in today. I don't know how I'm right. So you get to go directly there next time. But also we have something special after the celebration next time, and Reverend Theresa is going to tell you about that.
It's not just to make up for the fact that you didn't know where to go this morning, but we're going to have an ice cream social next week. Yeah, our second annual ice cream social. So it'll be a potluck and ice cream social. We will be in that building over there, they assured me this morning. And if you would bring a potluck, a lunch dish to share, what we'd like for you to do, and we'll do this immediately after the service, what we'd like for you to do is bring it in a reusable container that you're going to take back home with you. We're not going to clean it. There's not a kitchen over there. We don't have the same space for people to be back there working. So whatever you bring it on, you're going to take it home, all right? And, or you can bring it on compostable something and leave it, discard, we'll take and discard it out at the garden, okay? Let's see, what else? We'll do the sweets, so make sure that you're just doing lunch something. We will have the ice cream, all the toppings. I believe whatever board members are here in town are going to be serving it up. And look, we've got Ron back. So we got Ron with us. I think we have the other Ron with us. So we should have a good crew serving it up with all the fixings. We will have a vegan choice as well. And we'll make it a real fun time.
Okay,
Thanks,
great.
Julie.
So that's the exhibition hall building down the way, in the back of it, in the back. And that's where we first met, right?
Yes.
The first, well,
Yes.
yeah, so perhaps you were here those Sundays so it'll be like, a kind of a homecoming, but this is really our home. And let me remind you that we believe in the power of prayer, spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. There is a place over here where you can write down a prayer that you would like over here and stick it in the box. You can look on your program and reach out to a practitioner during the week, a licensed practitioner. We have a dozen here. Is that a dozen?
Yes.
We have a dozen here and more coming along. And I am the practitioner of the day, so if you would like an in-person prayer today, meet me over there after the service and we'll pray together behind the screen.
Don't miss that opportunity if there's anything up for you, I'm just saying.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And also during the week, Wednesday nights, Spiritual Living Circles online. If you're interested, check out our newsletter. You can reach out to Jim in an email and he'll send you the link, and you can join a fabulous discussion of like-minded people coming together to celebrate our principles online every Thursday evening, and sometimes our very own Nicole leads it too. So it's really a wonderful, uplifting midweek place to hang out together. And I think that's everything.
Yeah,
So, okay.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that stepped up last week while Bobby and I were gone. I really appreciate it. We listened to the service on our way home yesterday, and it was just an absolute fabulous time. Diana, thank you for the poem, the song. Phil, thank you so much. Reverend Eileen, wow. Richard, it just was really a beautiful service, and we love to know that we can go away like that. And we had a big crowd here last week, so it's really wonderful, and I'm very grateful. So thank you. I'll let Bobby close us out. If you've never met me, if you're new, this is your first week or second, please come introduce yourself. I really want to meet you and get to know you. So thanks.
All right, thank you. This last song is a Willie Nelson song. It's called Energy Follows Thought. And while you're thinking about that this week, remember, you don't have to be perfect. Imagine what you want, then get out of the way. Remember, energy follows thought, so be careful what you say. Be careful what you ask for. Make sure it's really what you want, 'cause your mind is made for thinking, and energy follows thought. Your mind is in control, even when you do not know. And if you let it idle, ain't no telling where you'll go. Wherever you are sleeping and your dreams take you away, go on with your dreaming and listen to what they say. And if you hear spirits talking, their wisdom can't be bought. Apply it to your thinking, and energy follows thought. Your mind is in control, even when you do not know. And if you let it idle, ain't no telling where it'll go. Imagine what you want, get out of the way. Remember, energy follows thought, so be careful what you say. Energy follows thought, so be careful what you say.